Hey guys, if you're seeing this right now, then hopefully Christmas has already happened for you, or if not, or maybe you don't celebrate Christmas, well then, happy holidays to you. Hopefully you're having a good winter break, or if you already had reading week or whatever for university, college, hopefully you're doing fine, in good spirits, spending time with family or the people that are most important to you in your life. But anyways, today we're here to talk about Bushiroad, mostly Buddyfight, and things that have been happening or are going to happen later in the year. So I want to talk about predictions, actually to push back predictions, of course. I want to talk about things that already happened in this year, things I liked about Buddyfight, things I'd like to see next year. So it's kind of a wish list. I know this is really weird to release on Christmas Day, or if not, I'm going to release this on Christmas Eve or at 12 or premiere it then. So just so you guys know, just a heads up, it's just like the Christmas upload so I can have something ready and then just not worry about YouTube or anything else and just spend time with family for Christmas. But anyways, here to talk about things that I like. So, things that I liked about Buddyfight this year. I want to say the crossover sets. I know it's a hot topic depending on what you like or maybe what you don't like about Buddyfight. I think that really depends from person to person. But to me, the crossovers were really nice to see. There were some, obviously you're going to have stuff like Buddy Block because that's essential if you don't want to die to aggro decks. So that's easy copy paste for Bushiroad in crossover sets as an example that you'll see in every crossover set. For the most part, not type. They were pretty original, and for example, Idol Master we had the new thing with shoving cards underneath the Buddy, which I found interesting. We also, of course, had Triple Buddy and Double Buddy, then Triple Buddy, which you got from Legend Dragons. I think that was really cool as well. Even though there's like no restand by card effects is really, really strong, I think they're still a really cool deck. And definitely something unique that we finally got. Because everyone's like, okay, well, what happens to you with Double Buddy? What about Hyakugen? Even though Hyakugen was considered as one Buddy. And also we got Hyakugen support too. So really cool to get that. And of course, coming forward in the year, we also have Volume or Heisei Buddy 3. So we're going to get new cards for Gao, Desuku. I wanted to actually talk about that more in the video where I talk about Ace Season 2. Because obviously that would be related to that, where we see the main characters from the first seasons of Buddyfight in the future when they're all grown up. So I think that would be a lot more interesting to do because we know we're going to get support for Gaito, Athora, all the other old characters, and of course with legacy sets. I'm gonna call them a legacy set. You can, your opinion might differ, but anyways, I'm just talking about older stuff getting newer stuff and getting more support. So in terms of that, I think that was done pretty okay this year. Obviously, crossover sets I feel like take up a lot of time. But at least we know that we're getting more content, and it's still more frequent instead of Buddyfight having like a 2-month or whatever hiatus between sets or spacing. And also the anime as well, because I'm sure a lot of people, like I want to have a whole other video talking about what the anime could be. We do have the short stories, and they've actually started publishing them on the Buddyfight website if you've seen them. I'm going to link in the description below if you guys want to read them to Buddy Translation's Twitter. Him or he, I don't know, sorry. Him or her, I'm saying the wrong thing here, but anyways, you get the point. That account has actually been really nice in translating some of the short stories, so they also put them up for free, so check them out if you want to. Some of them are really interesting, some of them are funny side stories, some of them have actual buddy fights, and for example in Miru's, he actually fought Zanya in the future when he's part of the Buddy Police. There's Dr. Gara in Kay's story, and I think there's one other one. I think there's Agaha as well. What am I saying as well in what's his name, the Genesis Dragon user Hikaru, I think is his name. If I got that wrong, my bad. But that's also really cool just to see older characters and newer stories. In terms of actual like fan service and that kind of stuff, done pretty well. I still feel like in terms of communication, like I know the official or the English Buddyfight channel still gets hate and for the stuff they do, but I think they're doing an okay job. Obviously they could do a lot of things better, and I don't really want to make comparisons to the Japanese Buddyfight channel, but it's really hard to do that. But I think it's fair enough to say that the marketing team does care about Buddyfight, and they did make that small change to End Ruler, or the the special series set with K's deck, where they actually changed the number of promos you get from 1 to 2. It's not the greatest, but at least it's an improvement, and it shows that Bushiroad is at least caring and showing for the Buddyfight community. So I think that's at least something. And they also had that huge survey when they asked about, do you guys want to see paid events? Do you guys want to see better prizes? Stuff like that. Because really, the only reason you'd really play Buddyfight, or one of the big incentives, is for that World Championships, where you have to get first place, and you get that sponsored invite to the finals in Japan. And speaking of finals last year, I hate to be negative, but finals last year just wasn't aired for Buddyfight at all. No commentary, wasn't even live. They had to upload it separately, and it was only one round. It wasn't even the full best of 3 for the finals. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen this year as well. I don't know if I'll stay up and watch it like last year. Hopefully that gets better treatment. So yeah. Anything else regarding Bushiroad? promo distribution I feel like is slightly better, but I still hate when like I see a new reveal on Buddy Spoiler or anywhere really, or when I just see a new card, I'm like, damn, this is a really great card. I'm like, I know it's gonna be a promo because Bushiroad does that, and I look at the promo code and it's got PR in it. It's a promo. So I still hate that Bushiroad does that, but sometimes they do a really good job of distributing it. And I know obviously because it's made well, I don't know exactly how the process works, but obviously it's released first in Japan, right? And then we get that translated in some way, either as weekly tournaments or card shop tournament prizes or within products, and those are inserted and brought over to English or outside of Japan products is what I'm trying to say. So I understand where that's going and how that's happening, but I think overall in terms of Bushiroad listening to community, that's being done pretty well. I'm kind of not speaking English. Anything else in terms of character development or new characters that we got? I think Alec is really interesting. Apparently he's going to get a future force in the climax according to some sleeve art we got. I definitely want to see wait until the climax reveals from Coral to actually start talking about that stuff. But Alec, obviously, Drag God users are a big influence again, even though Vanity isn't a Drag God, but obviously we're seeing like Subaru and Misato randomly, their buddies becoming Drag Gods. We also have really cool collection of characters that are supposed to be global, like kind of similar to Triple D's plot, but not the same thing. For example, we have, I forgot what his name was, the guy that uses Messiah arms from Germany. We have Hikaru, who's apparently from the US, kind of similar to Gao, but you know, Gao's not in the tournament. It's Yuka. He's from Japan. We also have Alec, who's from Egypt. Who else is there? I don't know where Kay. I think Kay's supposed to be from Japan. I think. I don't know if you know, season 2 happens or what's happening with the manga, if Kay is gonna participate. But I'm assuming obviously he's gonna play a big role because he's the antagonist for obvious reasons, and he's literally Dio controlling time. We also have, who's the other guy? Oh, Meru as well. I think he's a Japanese representative, or he's just one of the people he was looking at. But in the end of Kay's story, we actually do have him talking about specific people that he wants globally for Buddyfight at the new academy that he is building. Because, spoilers, in the manga, he actually destroys Aibo Academy completely and rebuilds it. So, obviously, he has some kind of plan, something to do with gathering really strong monsters. And I still wish we got clarification for deities versus drag gods, because obviously we got the lore in Ace where drag gods were literally just I'm literally just making this anime discussion video where you had what's his name, not drag gods, Garga, where you had Gargantua Dragon literally saying drag gods were there at the beginning of time helping to fight with the gods to defeat blah 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 and blah. Obviously they're very strong for obvious reasons. And then we also have like deities in the first season where he had that established with Genma, with Dual Seeker, where he's like, yeah, he doesn't show himself. He's too busy doing things in Ancient World or whatever, and he can't always be there by Genma's side, so that's why he only appears during the Buddyfight. So I wish we had just a little bit clarification on that. I know Buddyfight lore hasn't always been consistent, so, or, you know, expanded on too much, but I wish we could get cool stuff like that, or maybe the light novels, or not, I don't want to call them light novels because they're not actually novels. They're not that long. But the light stories will give us some kind of content in that. I think they're cool to give it little snippets and talk about different things. Like, anyways, I'm going way off talking about the manga and what season 2 could be. So, also talking about cards. In terms of gameplay, or the meta, obviously it's better than X, Buddyfight X last year. And Ace definitely has been a lot more healthier, and I think it's really great just to see the meta be a lot more diverse instead of, you know, just Thunder Empire, just Chaos. Obviously it's a big step up, and I still am not too sure how to feel about, at least Obstruct is gone. Loyalty is still there for obvious reasons, and there's a good reason why not every crossover has loyalty, but loyalty is still kind of annoying in the game. It's kind of just like, yeah, you don't get to play the game, or you're limited to calls. I'm like, what's the point when I started playing this game just to call monsters and have fun? But again, that's only if you're playing competitive. There's also the reasoning of, but I mean, I can't really complain about the meta because it's diverse. Lost World is annoying, or like I could rant about Lost World, but it's still balanced either way. And it's not like every deck that's topping is Lost World, even though obviously Dimension Dragons are really strong. Slapping Lost World into a deck that has a lot of resources obviously going to be really good. For example, like Lost Prisms was very strong. So I can't really complain about that, and this video is almost like 10 minutes. I'll look at the time, and I swear I spent like 5 minutes just ranting on about stuff. Yeah, in terms of Buddyfight for the whole year, I'm pretty grateful for how everything went and the changes that are being made. I'm hoping hoping that we get an anime announced sometime either in 2020 or late 2020, like right before 2021, hoping, because by then it's going to be pretty late, and I'm hoping that the reasons we had 2 waves of crossovers was to stall time for that. Like, there were things where Bushiroad was getting involved with studios, but we obviously haven't had an official announcement where they're saying, yeah, we bought out this studio, or yeah, we're starting in development for this, for Buddyfight anime. There were those interviews, which is also on the Buddy translations, which link in the description again to their Twitter, where they translated a video of Alec and Yuga having a chat, Yuga interviewing Alex, so I think that was pretty cool as well. And this is basically like the anime plus wishlist kind of video. It's honestly just a random big discussion video for Buddyfight, but I mean, pretty grateful for what Buddyfight has been doing, and I mean, I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. I mean, gameplay, anime, I guess fan service. I mean, we're getting support for new stuff again for all the A stuff in the climax, and again we're getting the Hisei back again. And then if you really like certain playstyles of deck, there's also the crossovers to look into as well, so that kind of gives you more variety as well, or especially if you like those shows. So yeah, I think Buddyfight's had an okay year so far. I don't know anything, or I don't even know when Bushiroad actually publishes stuff about sales and that kind of stuff, but hopefully they'll probably be later in the year, or we'll get information about that somewhere. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a great year. I don't know if I'm gonna do an uploads for New Year's, or if you don't see me until something around then yeah, have a great time with your family and friends. Keep on buddy fighting, and I'll see you guys later in another video. Have a great day.